Do you ever have like such a bad day and you're just like craving dicks? You're just like, I need dicks.
I don't care what nobody say. Being single for years and years and years and abstinence, celibate, whatever the fuck you want to call it, not having sex, no intimacy.
You haven't slept with a woman in how many days? You haven't felt the gentle touch of a woman in how many days? You haven't been loved by a woman in how many days?
I think we should be the ones to make the first move on a date with a guy.
Shut up and blow him. Just like physically shut your mouth and then choose to reopen it. Do not say anything, but just to insert him in your mouth.
Before. The crave is scaring everybody. I crave him in the most innocent of ways.
Why are more people claiming that women are seeking men's attention and validation more than ever before? Could the rise in sexless relationships and declining intimacy be part of the reason? In recent years, researchers have reported major changes in dating and relationship patterns, with growing numbers of single adults and studies suggesting younger generations are having less sex than those before them. At the same time, social media has transformed how people seek attention, approval, and connection. So, are these trends connected, or is something else driving the conversation? Today's video explores one perspective behind that debate. And whether you agree or disagree, it's a discussion that's becoming harder to ignore.
Do you ever have like such a bad day and you're just like craving dicks? You're just like, I need dicks. I haven't had dicks this whole time. Give me the fucking dicks.
Sometimes I really want to get cracked, and then I open Hinge. I see all the men who match with me and what they say, and I'm like, I'm pulling the wand out. I don't need this.
We need to bring back making out. Like, what happened to just having a good makeout session? Our generation has truly lost the art of intimacy, the art of a good kiss, the art of a good makeout. Like, that's all we need. If we just did more of that, everyone would be so much happier. And I hate when you tell people and they're like, are we in high school? I'm sorry, but people don't even know how to freaking kiss in high school, okay? And when you're kissing with the right person, oh my gosh, it just feels so great. You get the butterflies and it just makes everything a million times better.
I don't care what nobody say. Being single for years and years and years and abstinence, celibate, whatever the fuck you want to call it, not having sex, no intimacy, no nothing, like nobody caring about you, nobody even to talk to chat with, nobody to fucking confide in, not having no support, like none of that shit is normal. Like, that shit not for the weak. Being lonely, like literally lonely, not for the weak. And I don't see nobody talking about that shit enough.
Hey guys, I actually don't think a man will ever love me for anything more than just me being a hole with some awesome knockers and awesome rear on me. I don't think they'll ever take me seriously. I don't think they'll ever actually view me as a human, but I'm trying. Every day I'm trying. Hey, get to know me. Hey, get to know me. It's not going well. It's not going well.
You haven't slept with a woman in how many days? You haven't felt the gentle touch of a woman in how many days? You haven't been loved by a woman in how many days? The male loneliness epidemic, I have the solution. The women who still like dating men need to be dating multiple men. We need to follow in the footsteps of the polygamist Mormons, because I grew up Mormon, and the way they justified polygamy in the early days of the church was men were dying off from war. There wasn't enough men to go around to spread the seed. Well, guess what? We have that problem now, baby. Except that there's not enough women to go around. And then there's men who don't want to change and they just watch their manosphere podcast bros and don't go to therapy. That only leaves the women who still do want to date men. So those women should date more of you so you all get attention. And you should be yelling at those manosphere leaders that have the wife in the one-sided monogamous relationship where she can't date guys, but he can date other women, because he's stealing women off the market. Good-hearted, beautiful women who want to date you are getting taken by him because he's a greedy man. You should yell at him because we're in a female attention scarcity zone, baby. The only people to blame are the men stealing all the girls and the girls who still like dating men because they could be dating more of you.
Told men to leave. The men left. Now it's a crisis. The sequence was chosen, not imposed. Single male life is cheap and peaceful. Single female life is expensive and lonely. And that gap isn't accidental. Calling men incels for complying with the original demand is the final insult in a long list of them.
Just shut up and blow him. Just like physically shut your mouth and then choose to reopen it. Do not say anything, but just to insert him in your mouth. Because when I say that if we just shut up sometimes and did less nagging and more gagging, hey, things will actually start happening. The curtains you want hung will get hung. The leaves you want blowed or raked, however you want clean up, those things will get done if you stop nagging and do more gagging. So just shut up and stop reminding him and inspire him to do it. Because once he realizes that he will get more rewards by doing the things you want done instead of being punished for not doing them, it will happen. It's just giving him the inspiration to do it. And I know it's a hard concept to just shut up, but hear me out. If you do it, it will happen, okay? If you just stop reminding him and inspire him, things will get better. So just basically shut the fuck up.
You went celibate for a period.
Yeah.
Were you celibate?
Yeah, it's good. Why is that funny?
You talk about being in the club, the magic stick. I got one, I get one, I can hit one. And a lot of us want to go to the candy shop, but I'm just saying. So celibacy, how did that work out for you?
It was cool, like, because when you hang out with people, when you have zero intentions of that, you can kind of see them a little better.
Is it something that made you want to keep doing the celibacy route?
No. but it was a great experience.
It was a great experience.
Yeah, it's time period to go and hang out and just, I'll see you later. I'll have them send a car for you or whatever. So you can hang out, like, so you can go home now.
Oh, yeah. Back to...
Yeah.
When the intentions behind the pursuit are purely extractive, the experience reflects that regardless of who's involved. Men figured this out about transactional women years ago. The realization cuts both ways.
Ladies, I think we should be the ones to make the first move on a date with a guy. And don't get me wrong, we love a healthy masculine. We love a man to take initiative and take the lead. But when it comes to like the first move, as in like the first kiss that we are anticipating on the date, if there's a vibe and we're both into each other, I think that the woman should do it. And you might be thinking like, you're too nervous. There's nerves on both sides. Like, he's nervous too. You're nervous, he's nervous. You're both nervous, okay? If there's a vibe between you and you're like kind of building that anticipation, and it's gonna happen, it's like you're already kind of playing a game of like, oh, who's gonna do it first? So what I like to do when I'm on first date and I wanna kiss someone and we're in that eye contact, we're looking at each other and there's that like sexual tension that we feel, I like to break the silence by saying, do you wanna make out? And just the look on their face, like they light up and they smile and it's just like, yeah, I do want to make out. I'm glad you said that.
Why would I be a feminist when I can just be feminine? Feminist ideology tries to convince women that relying on men is wrong. Bring down the patriarchy. And women actually benefit the most from this patriarchy. Let's let the men lead. Let's let the men go to war, do the tough jobs, work 80 hours a week, and let the ladies get her nails done, learn to cook, learn to sew. There's no pride in being Miss Independent. It's important for everyone, man and woman, to be able to be independent and take care of themselves. But you don't win a trophy because you didn't rely on a man. The feminist ideology is the opposite of femininity. The happiest women I know are in relationships with men. And the most bitter people I know are single girls who are feminists. Any ideology that breeds contempt for an entire race, aka the male race, is not beneficial for you. The feminist ideology tells women to take charge, which literally doesn't let men act as they should, being masculine and manly and leading. So I'm honestly not surprised that a lot of these feminists have had bad experience with men because they probably kneecapped every single thing that made that man masculine. So this is your sign to ditch the feminist movement and embrace femininity instead.
The narrative has been running long enough that the consequences are now visible in real time. Waking up to it at this stage is an enlightenment. It's just reading the results after the experiment has already concluded.
I'm pissing. Anyways, let me just tell you guys about this guy that I met at a bar. I'll probably delete this tomorrow, but anyways, he literally asked me if I had a bush. Sir, if you can't handle a bush, you can't handle my sparkling, prickly personality. But also, for that to be a question that you asked someone at the bar, crazy behavior. And then he actually was smart enough that he was like, let me put my number in your phone. And I was like, okay, he texted himself from my phone. That was actually a good one. You got me on that. And then he's like, we're going out on Sunday. And I was like, we are not going out on Sunday. I'm not going out with you on Sunday. And then I hear him talking to his friend, because he's not slick with it. He's like, she's kind of a bitch, but she looks like she's a really good time. Period. And I am. Just not for you. So that's how the dating world is. If you're out at the bar on a Friday night, someone's gonna ask you if you have a bush. Just answer yes, because then maybe he'll go away. So yeah, that's my piss and chat for a Friday night. The dating world is the trenches. It is trash. I am not interested. I will be staying home from now on. Period.
Buckle up, y'all. I'm gonna make somebody not happy today. Who is contributing to the biggest downfall of this country? Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. It's freaking women. It's freaking women. And you're probably saying to yourself right about now, well, Christina, you're a woman. You're right. I am. And that statement doesn't even offend me, that women are the biggest downfall in our society. So let me explain. The entire feminist movement has literally turned women against men. We want to be treated equal like men. We want to get all the same things that men do. We don't want to be seen as different. We want to say that we can do anything a man can do. But the problem is, you can't do everything a man can do, just like a man can't do everything that you can do. So we're constantly in this pissing battle of who is better, who's more superior, who's better in the workplace, who can make money, who does the parenting roles better. And when a woman tries so hard to be the masculine when she's supposed to be feminine, you now have disrupted the way it's supposed to be. Marriages are going down the toilet because of feminism. It's not just that, but that's a huge contributing factor. Women are trying to take over the roles that men are set to have, and therefore trying to prove themselves to be better, more superior. I don't need no man. I'm strong and independent. I don't need a man to help me. I don't need any of these things from a man. It's all woman power, empowerment. Now, don't get it twisted. I do believe women should be strong, independent, and be empowered, but not in a pissing competition against men. By you trying to assume that masculine role, you're offsetting the balance in your marriage. You're taking on the role that he's supposed to have, while now, because you're taking on the masculine, you're feminizing him. And the other downfall of this world is feminized men. There's a reason we were created the way we were created. But everybody keeps trying to change up what God's original intention was and what he had in place. Now, the other funny thing is, the women who get upset that I said this are the ones exactly who I'm talking about. The women who agree with what I'm saying, those are the women who are the true women of this society, that what we need to get back to. Husbands, men, they're not our enemies. We have to stop treating them like they are. Women are so hyper-focused on demonizing men, pointing out their flaws and what they do wrong, instead of taking accountability for what they are doing. So now you have the roles reversed, lack of accountability, selfishness. It's a disaster. But the women may be the downfall, but they're not the cause.
Spending decades trying to outcompete men rather than complement them produced exactly the outcome the scoreboard predicted. The joke didn't land the way anyone planned.
Isn't it so crazy that feminism does the exact opposite of empowering women? It is not giving you freedom, it is actually silencing you. It has convinced women that sexualization is freedom, that selling their bodies online is freedom, that having multiple partners is freedom. But what this actually does is exploit you and enslave you. It's funny how feminism actually just gave the worst type of men exactly what they wanted. I mean, having as much emotionless sex as possible, OnlyFans, running around half naked, killing their babies, men and women's sports. How does that equal female empowerment? Not to mention you're warding off all of the good men. I mean, you guys say over and over how much you hate men when you are literally doing the things that please the worst type of men. If you were focused more on traditional femininity, on having one partner, on getting married, on having kids, on building a family unit, I promise you would attract really good men into your life, and therefore you wouldn't hate all men. And every time I say things like this, I get told that I'm tearing down other women. No, the reason that I post what I post is because I actually care about other women and their well-being. You can take it or leave it. But if I were to just let you exploit yourself and enslave yourself to what I would consider a cult, I mean, take Bonnie Blue, for example, that would be me not caring about you.
The conversation is happening regardless. The only question is whether the people who need to hear it are capable of sitting still long enough to process it without deflecting.
Feminism is great for promiscuous men.
Feminism has made business boom promiscuous men.
But ultimately, when women are promiscuous, they're devaluing themselves. You're saying, my body is not valuable. It's for everybody to see. Whenever you dress promiscuously or if you sell your body online, you're saying, my body is a cheap commodity that you can get for free or for just a few bucks.
Many women are willing to give up sex without commitment. Most young women today are willing to have sex with men without any commitment involved whatsoever. And so if you give a man sex, which is what he wants, without any sort of a commitment, that subconsciously signals to those men, you can have the thing that you want from me without any commitment to me.
The men who wanted genuine connection and kept showing up in good faith got burned the most consistently. They didn't opt out because they were bitter. They opted out because they were exhausted. That specific loss is entirely the market's fault.
Feminism sold us the biggest scam of our generation. They told us we were empowered. But what did we actually get? Burnout, debt, stress, a double life where we work like men and still carry the entire home on our backs. And here's the truth nobody's talking about. Feminism didn't set women free. It trapped us in a masculine system that we were never designed for. They told us to compete with men, to lead like men, to talk, think, act like men, and now we're exhausted, we're disconnected, resentful, and wondering why nothing feels right. We don't need more feminism. We need to reclaim the femininity that was stolen from us, because that's where a woman's real power has always been. In softness, in harmony, emotional intelligence, intuition, influence, not in becoming a copy of the men we were created to complement. If you want to break free from this conditioning and learn how to step back into your feminine design, the design that brings peace, love, protection, and real freedom,
empowerment requires a source. If men are removed from the equation entirely, the word loses its structural meaning. The ideology quietly depended on the thing it publicly dismantled. And that contradiction is now fully exposed.
Hey, let's debunk 4 lies the modern feminist movement has told women. Number 1, women don't need men. It started in the 60s with the phrase, a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle, which biologically, women are wired to depend on men, and men are wired to actually depend on women too. So God didn't get it wrong when he created 2 sexes, male and female. Men are here to provide and protect, and women thrive under that strength. With number 2, men and women are the same. When women started having casual sex to compete with men who were using them, they were told that they could handle it, but they couldn't. Why? Because women are not built to separate sex from emotion. That doesn't go to say that men should be sleeping around, because that's not God's design either. But women are flaunting their body count as if it's something to be proud of, when actually there's pain there that nobody wants to commit to. Men and women were designed to complement each other, not compete against each other. Number 3, the biological clock isn't real. It is. Women are designed to procreate for a set amount of time. And when that time is up, it gets harder to nearly impossible. But culture wants to tell women to delay marriage and prioritize a career. So when she's finally ready, it's often too late, which leads me to my final point, which is a career is more meaningful than marriage and children, which is the biggest lie of all, because work doesn't love you back. Work doesn't build a personal legacy that will outlive you, and won't sit at your bedside when you're sick or hold your hand on your deathbed, and won't tell stories of how you impacted their life. There's no promotion that's going to fill the emptiness of going to bed alone or walking into an empty house. So flip your priorities, and maybe you're going to find what you're searching for all along is God's design, which is marriage and motherhood.
How feminism messed up the U.S. economy and how it's actually now come back to bite modern women in the butt. Let's rewind. The modern feminist movement kicked off in the 1960s. The goal was fair wages, equal opportunities, and legal protection. Great, right? They told us that the first wave gave us the right to vote, and the second wave brought us into the workforce. Here's where it gets a little bit sticky. During the second wave, the message shifted. It wasn't just, you can work outside the home. It became, you should. Or you must if you want to be respected. Doing nothing but staying home and cooking and cleaning and raising children, that was suddenly less than. So women flooded the workforce around this time. They were told they would get more financial freedom, more independence, and of course, more respect. But when millions of women started working full-time, it didn't just change individual families, it changed the entire economy. Suddenly, 2 incomes weren't just nice, they were expected, and that's where we get into the 2-income trap. This is a book written by Elizabeth Warren, who is not exactly a conservative voice, but she actually articulates this situation beautifully in her book, The 2-Income Trap. She argues that when both parents started working, the cost of living adjusted. Homes in good school districts, prices went up. Childcare, through the roof. Everything from health insurance to groceries inflated to match dual income spending power. So now we've created this world where it takes 2 full-time incomes to just be able to afford the same lifestyle one income covered in 1960. Feminism told women and even sold them the idea that they were breaking free. But for a lot of women, especially moms, it feels more like a trap. Because now the choice to stay home with your kids isn't even on the table for many families. So many women would love to be able to be homemakers and clean the house and cook and take care of their kids, and they can't. Because what used to be a respected and even honored role of homemaker, caregiver, mother got dismissed. Feminism lied to us and told us that success only looked like climbing the corporate ladder and competing with men. But we traded in something priceless: time with our children, peace in our own homes, and even financial flexibility. So while women were told you should do it all, what we ended up with is exhaustion, rising debt, and a system that only works if you're always working outside your house. The very movement that claimed to be liberating women made it nearly impossible to live on one income. And I'm sorry, but that is not empowering. Turns out that there's a real price to pay when a society stops valuing motherhood. When caregiving is treated as invisible labor and homemakers are seen as less than, everybody actually loses, especially women. Not just emotionally or in the family structure, we could talk about that forever, but economically as well. So no, I'm sorry, feminism didn't save women. It told us we need to do it all, and now our generation is paying the price for it.
The playbook was always to double the workforce, have wages, and redirect female loyalty from family to state. The women who bought into it weren't stupid. They were targeted. The anger belongs to the architects, not just the outcome.
I crave that man in ways that I have never craved before. The crave is scaring everybody. I crave him in the most innocent of ways. I just want to hold your hand. Bye-bye.
Bitch, I want hoes.
You think you want a hoe era until you experience the aftermath of having a hoe era, especially as a chaotic bisexual, because that shit will come back to haunt you until the day you fucking die. I can't do it anymore. I'm going celibate.
When a girl says she wants a guy to yearn for her, that's for the pretty guys, the cute niggas. Yearning is not for the ugly niggas. That's called harassment. You keep begging and pleading and, I just need you, and just salivating at the mouth and shit. That's harassment. When you're cute, that's yearning. That's, working for it. That's being passionate. Sorry, everybody don't get the same terminology. Motherfuckers that's, facially challenging shit, sometimes it don't hit the same. It just be like, oh my God, like, what do you see in me that you seem to resonate with? Like, am I ugly? Like, it starts scaring me. You want me so bad. And it's like, I don't even see myself like that with you, but you see something. So it's like, is it me? Am I the problem? Am I the issue? Am I the drama? So that's the difference. When you cute, and you know you cute, you know you fucking cute, that's called yearning. That's what I want. Come with the cute shit. When you ugly, no, you don't gotta yearn for me. Once I say I'm okay, that's it. You don't gotta keep on, making songs and this and that and the third, because, I'm not easy, but bitch, I be going. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but like, if I ain't going, you just not that him. You just not him.
Wait until you find out that feminism wasn't actually about equality, but about getting both parents out of the home, doubling tax revenue, and letting the government raise your children instead of you. Unfortunately, the message of feminism has really been blurred. Of course, I agree with the original feminists saying that they want equality, but unfortunately that has kind of turned into sameness instead of actual true equality. It is almost virtually impossible for a woman to choose to stay home or for a family to survive off of one income. And it's all because instead of promoting this idea of equality that women should be treated as equals, we have promoted this idea that women should be treated the same as men, and that is not the same thing. Now, because our society and culture has accepted this idea of sameness, that men and women are the same instead of equals, our government, our culture, our society treats women like men, and we wonder why we are treated like absolute crap. There's no maternity leave, there's no benefits, people treat pregnant women horribly, people treat women in general horribly, people treat children horribly, and it's all because of these ideals. Modern feminism has really just turned into this beast that has bit women in the butt, and we are suffering because of it.
Femininity was never the problem that needed solving. Redefining female value as the ability to replicate male behavior didn't elevate women. It just erased what made them distinct and replaced it with a performance nobody actually asked for. So, is declining intimacy driving more women to seek men's attention and validation? If this collection of clips points to one conclusion, it's this. Some believe that as relationships become less common and real-world intimacy declines, the desire for attention, validation, and emotional reassurance has become more visible. That doesn't mean every woman fits this pattern, nor does it mean these experiences are unique to one gender. But if changing relationship dynamics are influencing how people seek connection, then it's no longer just an individual issue. It's part of a broader cultural conversation. The real question isn't whether people crave attention. It's whether modern dating is making genuine connection harder to find than ever before. Thanks for watching MGTOW Voice. Show us your love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Support us and help spread awareness for men around the world. We welcome a healthy debate and discussion, so feel free to comment and share your thoughts.